I texted him 10 minutes ago. He made a post 6 minutes ago. 10 take away 6 equal 4 the motherfucking streets. He gotta go. He for the streets. Bye-bye.
Tonight, new details on the missing Houston woman who was last seen getting into a van outside of the Bikini bar where she worked as a dancer. Court documents now show that Deundrea Ford, she was a key witness in a capital murder case. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle joining us live now from the newsroom to break this case down for us. Sherman.
Yeah, it's a lot of information. As tonight, police have no new details on Deundrea's whereabouts. But our newsroom has managed to find out that the 21-year-old was a witness in a shooting in May that left one man dead. 4 people were arrested in this case, including a former Harris County detention officer.
Ever wonder how one fateful night can change everything? Imagine this. It's a warm September evening in Houston, and 22-year-old Deundrea Ford, mother, friend, and witness to a major crime, steps out of her workplace at Diva's Bikini Bar and Grill. In a matter of minutes, her life, and the lives of everyone who knew her, took a turn that no one could have predicted. On that night, as the neon lights flickered over the busy streets, Deundrea was seen entering a white Ford Transit van with a man who would soon become the prime suspect in her disappearance. That man is Yoland J, Washington, 51 years old, a name that now sends shockwaves through the investigation. With a past that raises more than a few eyebrows, Washington is now charged with her murder, linking him to a series of events that are as unexpected as they are troubling. But here's where the case gets even more tangled. Deundrea wasn't just any witness. Before that night, she had been involved, albeit quietly, in a capital murder case, a case that claimed the life of 35-year-old Otis Parker during a botched robbery earlier that year. Imagine the pressure of witnessing a violent crime and then, shortly after, vanishing without a trace. It's a twist that makes you wonder, could her role as a witness have put her in harm's way? Now, as investigators piece together surveillance footage, forensic evidence, and conflicting statements, every new detail only deepens the mystery. How did a routine night out turn into a case with multiple layers, each more perplexing than the last? And what secret connection could tie these two seemingly separate events together? Stick around, because in this video, we're going to break down every step of this investigation. From the moment Deundrea disappeared to the shocking evidence that led authorities straight to Washington, we're going to walk through it all. I promise you, the twists in this case are ones that even the investigators didn't see coming. So, what do you think really happened on that fateful night? Could there be more to this story than meets the eye? Drop your theories in the comments below. Your insight might just uncover a clue we've all missed. And if you're as hooked as I am, hit that subscribe button because the deeper we go, the more questions will surface. Welcome to Viral True Crime Stories, where we bring you the most compelling and heartbreaking true crime cases. Every story we share is based on real events that deserve to be heard. Kindly support us by subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell icon so you never miss an important story. This story will be taking us to Houston, Texas. It is a vibrant metropolis celebrated for its diverse culture, renowned culinary scene, and world-class museums, all supported by a booming energy sector and dynamic arts community. However, the city also grapples with significant challenges. Recent data indicate that Houston's violent crime rate exceeds the national average, with hundreds of firearm-related incidents reported each year. This duality, rich cultural offerings paired with ongoing public safety concerns, continues to shape the city's evolving identity. Deundrea Ford was not only a young woman with a promising future but also a devoted mother to her 4-year-old son. Despite the challenges she faced in her day-to-day life, her top priority was always ensuring her little boy felt loved and secure. Family and friends remember her as someone who cherished every moment with him, whether it was a simple laugh or a small, caring gesture that showed how deeply she cared. Her dedication as a mother was evident in every story shared. She made sure that even on her busiest days, her son's well-being was at the heart of everything she did. It was a late Houston night on September 22, 2023. Under the glow of neon lights, the city hummed with life, but for 22-year-old Deundrea Ford, that night marked the beginning of an unfathomable mystery. After finishing her shift at Diva's Bikini Bar and Grill, Deundrea stepped out into the warm night, unaware that every moment that followed would alter her life forever. Eyewitnesses later recalled seeing her pause outside the club, her face lit by a mix of exhaustion and hope, before she moved toward a white Ford Transit van parked at the curb. There was something unsettling about the van, a presence that felt out of place amid the casual hustle of a typical Houston evening. In that brief, almost unnoticeable moment, an exchange occurred, a glance, a nod, that would later be dissected by investigators. The van wasn't just another vehicle on the street, it would come to be the first major clue linking her disappearance to events that no one saw coming. Now, imagine if you stepped into the unknown on a night like that, what would you do? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because as we piece together what happened next, every detail matters. Stay with me, because in just a moment, we're about to reveal a twist that turns this routine night into a puzzle that even the experts are still trying to solve. Within hours of that fateful night, concern turned to action. When Deundrea Ford didn't return home, her family immediately alerted the police, filing a missing person report on September 23, 2023. The Houston authorities quickly began their work, piecing together every moment from her last known whereabouts. Central to the investigation was the surveillance footage from near Diva's Bikini Bar and Grill. The cameras captured Deundrea, in her final moments, stepping into a white Ford Transit van. Eyewitnesses later recalled seeing her leave with an unknown man, a detail that became the focal point for the detectives. Officers methodically gathered every bit of evidence, constructing a timeline that mapped her movements from the club to that pivotal moment at the van. Simple graphics and timelines, now an essential part of the case review, help us follow the trail step by step. Each frame of video, every statement collected, added a new piece to this complex puzzle. But here's the twist, as the investigation unfolded, questions began to surface. What exactly did the footage fail to capture? And who was the man with her that night? I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think might have happened in those missing seconds? Leave your theories in the comments below. Stay with me as we explore how these early clues set the stage for a case that continues to surprise everyone involved. The next segment will reveal the unexpected turns that emerged as more evidence was uncovered, keeping us all on the edge of our seats. Now, let's turn our attention to Yoland J, Washington. At 51, Washington isn't a stranger to trouble, he carries a history of violent offenses and shady encounters. His record, though not always making headlines, now takes center stage in a case that has left everyone asking, how could this all be so connected? Authorities began linking Washington to Deundrea Ford's disappearance through a series of concrete clues. Forensic teams found blood stains on Ford's clothing, stains that, when tested, revealed a DNA match with Washington. Meanwhile, surveillance footage from that fateful night showed him in the vicinity, his presence unmistakably tied to the white Ford Transit van where Ford was last seen. The investigation took a dramatic turn when Washington was arrested in Dallas, not for Ford's case directly, but on an unrelated charge. Yet, once in custody, further inquiry quickly connected him to Ford's van and the evidence collected at the scene. Now, he faces the daunting prospect of extradition back to Harris County, where the full weight of the charges awaits. Can you believe the evidence was all there, right under our noses? Every piece, from the blood-soaked clothing to the digital trail left on surveillance, paints a picture that no one can ignore. It's a twist that makes you wonder, how did a man with such a troubled past end up in the center of one of Houston's most baffling cases? Think about it, Washington's background, his criminal record, the way forensic science tied him so neatly to every crucial detail, it all forms a narrative that's as startling as it is precise. And now, as he awaits extradition, the real question emerges: is this just the beginning of uncovering even more startling facts, or could there be additional layers to this mystery that have yet to be revealed? I want to hear from you. What's your take on the evidence that points straight to Washington? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And remember, every detail matters when it comes to unraveling a story like this. Stay with me, because next we're going to explore how every piece of evidence built a timeline that leaves us with more questions than answers. The twist in this case isn't over yet, and the upcoming revelations might just turn everything you thought you knew upside down. Every single piece of evidence speaks volumes. When investigators returned to the scene, they found Ford's clothing stained with blood, evidence that would soon link her directly to Yoland J, Washington. Forensic teams ran tests on those stains and uncovered a striking detail: the DNA from Deundrea Ford was mixed with Washington's. This wasn't just a random occurrence, it was a critical clue. Inside the van, what initially looked like a clean interior was anything but ordinary. Chemical tests revealed hidden blood traces along the middle, on the back door, and even on a ratchet strap used to secure cargo. These findings, captured in side-by-side animations and clear graphics, laid out a timeline that the naked eye would have easily missed. Think about it: every mark, every drop of blood, silently recorded what happened that night. The pattern of stains on Ford's clothing and within the van told a story that linked the victim to the suspect in a way that left little room for doubt. It was as if the evidence itself was urging us to ask, how could such small details change the course of an investigation? And here's the kicker: these tests, performed with simple yet effective methods, showed that the connection between Ford and Washington was undeniable. The science was clear, and the timeline was built piece by piece, revealing the moments of that fateful encounter. What do you make of that? Could a few drops of blood really hold the key to unlocking the truth? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective might be the next piece of the puzzle. As we follow the evidence, every graphic and animation helps us see how meticulously the investigators mapped out that night. The forensic puzzle isn't just about numbers or chemicals, it's about understanding the sequence of events that led to a tragedy. So, as we piece together these clues, ask yourself, isn't it remarkable how such seemingly small details can change everything? Stay with me, because in our next chapter, we'll reveal how these forensic findings fit into the larger, still unfolding mystery. There's more to uncover, and every piece of evidence brings us one step closer to the truth. Imagine this: Deundrea Ford, a young mother with so much ahead of her, was also caught in the crossfire of a violent crime. Before her disappearance, she found herself as a key witness in a capital murder case, a role few knew about. On May 18, 2023, Otis Parker, a 35-year-old man, was fatally shot outside a Houston apartment complex during what was supposed to be a routine robbery over $1,500. The gunman, Jamal Brown, only 21, along with accomplices Mariah Green, 23, Quishiana Taylor, 21, and Gerald Wheeler, 22, executed a plan that ended in tragedy. Ford was in the car with Parker, witnessing events that would forever change her life. She narrowly escaped the gunfire, a close call that set the stage for what was to come. Her involvement in this case wasn't public knowledge until the investigation into her own disappearance began to unravel hidden layers. Could her role as a witness have made her a target? What if the very act of speaking up turned a witness into a target? I want to hear your thoughts. Could being a witness to such a high-stakes crime have put her in more danger than anyone realized? Drop your theories in the comments below. As we connect the dots, it becomes clear: Ford's dual involvement in two major cases links her fate to events that are as unpredictable as they are tragic. Stay tuned, because what happens next will challenge everything we think we know about this case. Everything came to a head when Washington's capture shifted the case into a whole new gear. In Dallas, police nabbed Yoland J, Washington on an unrelated charge. But when investigators dug deeper, the evidence linking him to Deundrea Ford's disappearance became impossible to ignore. Once in custody, the legal machine swung into action. Washington now faces a murder charge connected to Ford's case, and the courtroom is set to unpack every detail, from the blood-stained clothing to the surveillance footage that placed him at the scene. His record, already a red flag, is now under intense scrutiny as prosecutors prepare to present a case that leaves little doubt about his involvement. Imagine sitting in a courtroom as each piece of evidence is laid out, every statement scrutinized, and every detail of that fateful night examined. It's a moment that forces you to ask, how did someone with such a history manage to fly under the radar for so long? What do you think? Does the evidence speak for itself, or is there more to uncover? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As Washington awaits extradition back to Harris County, the legal proceedings are far from over. The next steps in the courtroom promise even more twists that will challenge everything we think we know about this case. Stay tuned, because the story is far from finished, and every minute brings us closer to the truth. Despite all the evidence and courtroom revelations, some questions still refuse to be answered. What exactly drove Yoland J, Washington to act, and were there others involved? And how did Deundrea Ford's unexpected role as a witness in the Otis Parker case make her a target? The full motive behind these events remains murky. Ford's connection to the fatal shooting of Otis Parker and her sudden disappearance leave us with a maze of unresolved issues. Was her involvement in that high-profile case simply a twist of fate, or did it ultimately put her in harm's way? I want to know what you think. Could there be accomplices lurking in the background, or is there a deeper story behind Washington's actions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Every theory matters. As we keep searching for answers, the mystery deepens. Every unanswered question brings us one step closer to uncovering the truth. Stay tuned, this story isn't over yet. From that fateful night in Houston to the courtroom drama unfolding today, this case has taken us on a roller coaster ride. Deundrea Ford, a young mother whose last moments remain etched in our memories, vanished after leaving Diva's Bikini Bar and Grill on September 22, 2023. Her disappearance, the discovery of her blood-stained clothing, and the evidence linking Yoland J, Washington have rewritten what we thought we knew about this tragedy. Washington's capture in Dallas and his legal battle now stand as stark reminders of how one decision can set off a chain of events with far-reaching consequences. And then there's Ford's unexpected role as a witness in a fatal shooting case, a twist that only deepens the mystery of her final days. Each piece of evidence, every testimony, builds a narrative that leaves us questioning, how could so many lives be changed in just one night? This case not only shook Houston but has also left a lasting impact on everyone involved, from grieving family members to the officers determined to uncover every detail. It forces us to ask, what if the truth is even more complex than we can imagine? If you found this journey as compelling as I did, hit that like button, subscribe for more stories that challenge what we think we know, and share your theories in the comments below. We extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Deundrea Ford. Her untimely loss leaves an irreplaceable void, and our hearts go out to all who loved her. In these difficult moments, may you find comfort and strength in the cherished memories and the support of those around you. Dear viewers, if you found this investigation insightful, kindly like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for future updates. It will mean a lot to us and encourage us to keep bringing you these true crime stories. Thanks for watching till the end, and until the next video, stay safe.